Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Southeast Iowa. And I'm so glad that you have joined me today, whether you're watching with me live or you're watching the replay. And here in Iowa, it is very, very windy today. Um, and I know everyone is busy getting ready for Thanksgiving here in the United States. And I hope all of you have a blessed Thanksgiving. So today I'm going to do 5 cards in 10 minutes, and I am really excited about that. So, and then I'm going to share some swap cards from Backstage. And I had signed up for a swap, and so they will all be birthday cards. And I think I have 10, 11, maybe 12. Uh, Let me click. So, hi, Sheila. Good to see you. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do 5 cards in 10 minutes. I'm going to share my swaps with you. And then I have a few things during barn chats, which I do at the end to let you know some things that's going on here in my studio. And I have some exciting news if you're local to me about 2 classes in December that I'm going to be offering. And uh, if you're not local, I also have a Black Friday special for everyone, whether you're local or you shop with me online. All right. So I'm going to be using the designer series paper. It's called Traditions of Christmas. It's beautiful, and it went out of stock. It's back in, so you can get that. And then it is from the our current mini catalog. And of course, I know that it's almost December, but if you have a few Christmas cards still to make, this card is quick and easy. So for all of you that have maybe been procrastinating, or maybe you just didn't quite make enough cards, I hope that you maybe will like this card, and it's something that you can use. I have been making this card to send to my customers and my friends. Hi, Connie. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we're going to get started. And so, as I said, we're going to make 5 Christmas cards in 10 minutes. Let me show you the card. And then I do have I have 3 extra cards that's a little bit different, but along the same idea. I've just changed it up a little bit. So here is our card, Merry Christmas. And we even I've stamped inside because you have to have a greeting inside, right? So may the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. So what I am using for this card, we have a beautiful Merry Christmas stamp. It's just one stamp. It's very large. And so I'm using that for my sentiment on the outside of my card. And then on the inside, I've chosen Jolly Holly. And I've chosen May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. Although in some of those extra cards I'm going to show you, I also used wishing you and yours all the best. But this just really has some really nice sentiments. Bright and happy Christmas wishes. So those are the 2 stamp sets that I'm going to use. Let me show you that beautiful paper. And this is a specialty paper, Traditions of Christmas. As you can see, this is the paper that I use for my cards, and this is all I have left, even though I had several packs. So we have this beautiful gold flecks in here and poinsettias. Isn't that gorgeous? So it's in the United States, it's $16.50. You get 2 sheets of 6. And so the front is very floral, a lot of Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. And then on the back, you have some stripes, some dots, checked, and some plaid. You need help with your Christmas cards, Connie? I know we're running out of time, aren't we? Yes. So I hope that you will like this. So let me bring in what we need. So we have basic white, and so we have 2 sizes. of basic white, and you don't have to worry because in after this video in the description I will add all the measurements for you. Okay, I will tell you the measurements as we go, but um, and then I have 10 designer series paper. I've already cut those. It's kind of like baking. Now, I don't say cooking because I really don't like to cook anymore, um, but I still like to bake. So it's kind of like baking. You get all your ingredients out before you start. So the designer series paper is 1 by 5 1/4, and you need two for each card. And then we have a basic white, which is 5 1/4 by 4. And then we have basic white for the inside, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And then we have our real red cardstock that we're going to use for our card base. So we have 5 of those, and they are cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and we score them at 4 1/4. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to move. I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm going to, usually I stamp first and then put the card together, but instead we're going to add our designer series paper after we fold. So I'm going to make sure that I'm working with the larger basic white. So I will be. Okay. So I guess, I mean, you can time it. I don't know. So we're going to get started now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and fold our card bases. And of course, you could use a bone folder. So we're just going to fold these in half. I like traditional colors for Christmas, although um, I'm kind of a traditional person, but I also see other people and they have different, bringing our glue, they have different, they use different colors, and they, sometimes I think, well, maybe I should try that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some adhesive. Now, some of these I have intentionally made them a little bit longer just because I definitely do not want to make them too short. So I am just going to add that at the bottom. And this probably maybe takes a little bit more time because you want to get it just on there just right. And I'm going to bring my silicone mat in because I think then I can just won't have to worry about getting any adhesive on my work surface. Okay, we're just going to lay that aside, bring in the next one. And you can also kind of, see which direction that you want them to go. Well, I'm going to make sure that I'm in the camera view. It does take you time, I agree, to get everything ready, but it's just kind of like baking. When you're baking, you have to get you have to get your bowl out, you have to get the flour, the sugar, baking powder, um, the spices or whatever you happen to be making. And so the prep time, I always count as after I get everything out, then the actual making. So I'm just going to lay that aside. We're going to bring in the next one. But I kind of like to make multiples of cards. So we're just going to put our adhesive. And I'm lining it up on the side here. That way, if it goes over, it's over on the right-hand side, and we will look at that and see if we need to trim any off. Speaking of baking, maybe some of you have been baking if you live in the United States, getting ready for our Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow. Of course, everyone doesn't always celebrate it on the actual day. Sometimes you do it on, maybe you've already had your Thanksgiving, or you're going to have it on Friday or maybe Saturday. You just have to, sometimes I like to turn that around to see, I think this way it looks better. All right, so now we're going to do some stamping, and the reason that I put my designer series paper on first is because I want to make sure that I have room for my Merry Christmas. So I'm just going to double check, because sometimes, like I said, I do make it just a little bit over, because I would rather trim that off on the ends than to end up cutting it a little too short. I agree. The other side of the designer series paper is so pretty. This must be the first one I did. See, I was already worried about my time, and look at that. We just kind of got carried away. We're just going to go ahead and trim this a little bit. It's okay if it... All right, now let's get all this out of the way. All right, now we're ready to do some stamping. And I'm going to bring our Merry Christmas in. I'm going to bring the ink to the stamp because it's so large. And then I can just go ahead and center it right in the middle. So it really helps to put that designer series paper on first. Okay. Well, I guess it would still be okay if I guess if I did it upside down, but I kind of have the flowers going the right direction. So you want to make sure that we are stamping it in the right direction that we want, right? I really like this large Merry Christmas stamp. Now, if you ever get some extra like on that block and you see that, because I'm not taking the time to clean my stamp off like I usually do, because I know somebody is probably timing me. And I'm trying to center in the middle. If I don't get it exactly right, that's okay, because it is handmade, right? All right, now we're going to grab those, our smaller or inside, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. And so this is a smaller one. I can just go ahead and take the block and pick up the ink. So I'm going to sort of put it in the middle. And let's see if we can put a little more pressure on this one. Perfect. May the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. Isn't that a beautiful sentiment? All right. Oh, look at that. Well, you have that. We are not going to worry about that now. We will add a little designer series paper to cover that up, right? Because there's no mistakes in crafting. So I am just going to go ahead and we are going to add our middle piece. I will read what you are saying, but I don't want to take any more time right now as I'm trying to get these done in 10 minutes, which is just about, but like I say, it's really the process, right? But I just want to show you when you get everything prepped and cut, you can just put things together fairly fast. I have a couple of choices for that I think will go well with this paper for embellishments that I will share with you. But actually, this paper is so beautiful that I don't even know if you could even leave the embellishments off and you still have a beautiful card. But I will put the measurements in the description of this video. So let's bring all of our, so now we're going to add our adhesive. Let's go around the edge and right in the middle. You don't need a lot of adhesive because we have really good, Stampin' Up! Has really good adhesive. Just going to kind of line that up, fold that, lay that right here. All right. We're just about finished. Got 2 more left to go. And then I do want to share 3 others that are kind of a variation of this card. And we will add this. All right. Maybe more like 5 cards in 15 minutes, but you know, I guess I can't always talk and work at the same time. But here we have 5 cards, quick and easy. And I really think they're beautiful without any embellishments. Oh, Connie. Yes, what? A card without gems. You're right. The card doesn't need them, but I do. I agree. I agree. And we are going to. Now, this comes with that paper, but this is called Traditional Sparkling Sequins, but they are not available right now. But don't worry, because we have these adhesive back metallic gems that have some gold in them. So that it would be one choice. And then we also have like jersey gems, and they are silver and gold Aren't those beautiful? I don't know if you can see. They are sparkly, but this is all I have left of these. But both of these are in stock, so I'm going to go ahead and use the metallic ones and pick up the gold. So, but yes, you most certainly could leave the gems off, but as Connie said, you really need a card with gems, right? And my sample had one too, had gems on it. So we're not counting this as our part of our 10 minutes, but because you really don't need, but it looks so pretty with them. Let's use the larger ones here. Kind of want to put one there, I think, on that white. So I'm taking my take your pick tool and adding these. I think I kind of like putting one here because you kind of see that gold. And then we'll put one down here. All right. So here we have our 5 cards. And we added gems. So Connie is happy. So Merry Christmas, and may the spirit of the season bring you hope, happiness, and love. So I hope you like this card. I mean, the paper and the Merry Christmas, I think it just really, sets that off. Can't go wrong with that paper. But let me show you a couple others that I made. So I first started just using a basic white instead of the real red, and didn't put any layers. So this would be definitely quick and easy because you don't have any layers. And then I decided to grab our Jolly Holly embossing folder. And so then I stamped the Merry Christmas, then ran it through the embossing folder and put just a little bit of a strip here. And then wishing you and yours all the best, and stamped a little holly from the Jolly Holly stamp set. And then inside this one, I did May the Spirit. And then the last card I was going to show you is where I used basic white and added a real red layer. For the cards we made today, I just used real red card base. But here I used basic white card base and added a real red layer, Merry Christmas, and stamped inside. So yes, so those are my 5 Christmas cards in 10 minutes. And then I was at Backstage, so I wanted to share. I was in a swap. You can just swap, or you can sign up to be in a swap. And so that's what I did. And thanks, Connie. I'm glad. Yes, the flower accents are lovely, and those gold gems help too. So I'm going to show my swaps. It was a birthday swap that I signed up for. And so here is the first card that I want to share. I love this. Look at these candles. It looks almost like kind of like embroidery thread even. It's your birthday. This is so pretty. And this is from Terry Gaines. So I think it's just a beautiful card. And the next card, Make a Wish. This is from Dina Leanman. And then I love how this really sets it off. Looks like the candle is lit, and that cake looks good enough to eat, doesn't it? And then happy birthday inside. So Then the next card is a fun fold using Gallery of Blooms and Happy Birthday. And this is from Susan Miller. And then this card here, Love You, Big Birthday Wishes. I love the panda. It's popped up. And I love how the gems are underneath the Love You, and then the big birthday wishes are down here. And then you have a little hippopotamus inside. And this is from Karen Titus. So, and here's a beautiful card. It's your birthday. I really like the layers and how this is embossed. And then you have another layer with designer series paper that's popped up. And this beautiful leaf. It's your birthday. And this is from my very good friend, Connie Douglas, who is on here today. So great card, Connie. So hopefully these cards will kind of inspire you, give you some inspiration. Because we all need some inspiration, don't we? So here's another happy birthday card. I like how they use like designer series paper, 2 different patterns, and they alternated it. And then here we have an embossed piece, and then with the flower. Isn't that pretty? And this is from Lori Wilcox. And then a very vanilla piece inside. And then we have another fun fold birthday wish. Birthday wishes, a cupcake, opens up, and happy birthday, bestie. And then I like with the So Swirly, it used a So Swirly embossing folder. So just another beautiful card from Anne Ocean, I think is how you pronounce her name. So if just a few more. So here we have a card. I like how, because it's your birthday, and I think this is just beautiful colors. Isn't it just I love the coral in this. And then it opens up, and look, there is a pocket. You could put a gift card in here or some money, and then it says celebrate. So a beautiful card from Betty Wisebridge. I think we have 2 more left. So here is another stunning card. These aren't really regular. I mean, this is maybe more of a fall color, this leaf here, but all the other color, like the blue, the copper, you don't really necessarily think of them as fall colors, but it just really gives a pop of color, I think. And so then it, it's embossed, and then they have the bronze paper, and it's beautiful. And so this opens up this way, and this beautiful card was designed by Lauren. Let me see your last name. Not sure her last name's on here, but isn't that pretty? But it's from Lauren. And then the last card I'm going to share is my card. So happy birthday. And I just did a 2-tone and then tore that to kind of give a little bit of an interest there. So yes, so these were the birthday swap cards that I signed up for when I went to Backstage. So I wanted to share those with you because we can always get some ideas. You can take that same layout and use a different stamp set and get an entirely different look, right? So, so it is time for Barn Chats, and I do have some things that I want to talk about in Barn Chats. It is not too late to sign up for our 12 weeks of Christmas. It's absolutely free. It goes out on Wednesday. I haven't sent it out yet, but if you're watching the replay, don't worry. Go ahead and sign up for this. And in the description, you can sign up from an email if you're not on that list, and you'll get it next Wednesday. And you always get all the previous videos and tutorials. So you get a video each week and a tutorial um, for Christmas. And we're almost at the end, but just think you can have all of those 12 projects by just free by just being an email subscriber. So, and then I'm going to talk about my Black Friday special and my 2 classes that I have coming up if you're local for December. So I have a Black Friday special going on right now, and you can get a box of 24 6x6 designer series paper with any size order that you place with me. And then orders of 50 or more, you get more in them. So your jingle box has more in it if your order is more. So let's look at that real quick. And it's in the description too. So any size order placed with me now through December 1st, you'll get a snowflake sampler, which is 24 6x6 designer series paper, and there'll be a combination of retired and current. And then if your order is over $50, you'll get the Reindeer Reward Jingle Box, and it'll be $75 value, and it will be shipped to your home. All this will be shipped to you. And then if your order is over $100, you'll get the Santa's Deluxe Mystery Jingle Box, and it is $125 value. And then if your order is $200 or plus, you'll get the North Pole VIP, which is a $225 value. Now, that is, when you place your order with me, that is after you've used any Stampin' rewards and before tax and shipping. So, all right. So let me know if you have any questions about that. And then I want to let you know about my December. I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to have my class in December, but I am. So December 12th, I'm having 2 classes. So those of you that are local, you'll get an email, but notice that times are different. So our in-person card class, which is our monthly card class, is from 10 in the morning till 1 p.m. on Friday, December 12th. And then I will have my kit class from 2 to 4. You'll have the 3 main kits that I'll have for you. If you're still needing Christmas cards, the Road to Christmas makes 8 cards, and they're quick and easy. You can choose that. But if you have all your Christmas cards done, Everyday Beauty Kit makes 9 cards, and Adventure Awaits makes 9 cards. So those are 2 of our brand new kits. And so they will be available on December 12th. And of course, if you take both classes, there's a savings. So again, there'll be an email about that. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you being here today, hanging out with me. And I hope everyone has a blessed Thanksgiving. I usually here on Tuesdays. I know today is Wednesday, but I'm normally here on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Central. I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, a wonderful week, and I will see you soon.